differences between a pro range and your normal range. Now, a pro range is like what's behind me. Now, a pro range has a lot more features to it. Now, the biggest reason they call it a pro range is because the burners are bigger. The BTUs on the burners are much higher than a standard range would be. The grates are thicker, they're better. Because they are pro and they are so big, you do have usually 36-inch ovens on a pro range. Sometimes you have a 36-inch and a 24-inch oven. With a 36-inch oven, you have a lot more flexibility with it because you have a lot more space. You can cook, multiple things in there, especially if you're using convection, or if you want to offset things, you have the space to offset things. Where with a 30-inch range, well, you put one cookie sheet in a 30-inch range, that's going to take up the width of it. You can't put anything much more than that. But with 36-inch range, because they are pro range, you have a lot more flexibility with that. With the pro range, you get a lot more with that, strictly because it is built for the professional cook. They have the burners that they need, they have the heat that they need, they have the flexibility they need with a griddle in the middle and 6 burners, or they can have lots of different options that they can use with it. They can use woks with them because you'll get a BTU burner that you've got a center that gets hot and an outside that gets hot. You can use other things with them. They're great for the professional or somebody that likes to cook in their home, or somebody that just likes to say, hey, look, I got a pro range in my house. Even though I don't cook, I have this pro range. Either way, it looks fabulous in any home, and they do work great. Now, normal range is for just normal everyday use for a consumer like myself. You have a standard 30-inch oven. With the pro range I have behind me, it does also have a 24-inch oven, so you can cook smaller things in it along with the big stuff. So if you don't want to have to heat up the really big one, you have the smaller one next to it. But again, 30-inch range, standard ranges, you don't have that ability. You're gonna say, well, Blake, you do have those double ovens, you have on the ranges, and you have the small pizza one on the top, and you have the big one on the bottom, or they split it halfway. Yeah, you're right. But is it really an oven? I will tell you, a lot of people have issues with them strictly because they're expecting it to cook a different way than they actually do. So it is still more advantageous to have a pro range. Now, comparing it to a normal range, most of the time you only have 4 burners on them. You have no more than that. Sometimes gas ranges will have like a smaller burner right in the center, so it could have 5 burners. But electrics will only have 4 burners and a warming zone. With that, you're really limited on what you can cook. The heat that this unit will produce versus a pro range. Will it get stuff hot? Absolutely. But will it get it as hot as you want it to and as fast as you want it to? Not a chance, because there's no way that the amount of BTU you're going to get out of the burner, either electric or gas, is going to equal what a pro range will give you. But that's really the biggest differences between them. For the standard cook like myself, would I ever use it? No. But if you're a professional, it is the way to go. So also with pro ranges, they are expensive. For a range like this behind me, there's a Thermador. This range is going to run you anywhere with the 36 and the 24-inch oven and all the burners and everything. It's going to run you anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000. You're like, wow, that's a lot of money, and you're right, it is a lot of money. So you'd rather like to cook a lot or really like to have it because they are lots of money. Now, compared to a standard 30-inch range, gas range, you're talking $1,000 to $1,500. So there's a huge price difference. Huge. That's something to keep in mind. Now, if you want to go a little bit smaller, have the option, you still can get a pro cooktop. Now, pro cooktop is basically the top of a stove like this. So you'll have 6 burners, you won't have any ovens. Those are roughly starting about $5,000. So if you want to go with a pro range and you don't have the budget for it, a pro range cooktop is a great option. You have 6 burners, high BTUs, and you can get a standard wall oven and have that somewhere to the side. And that way you don't have all the space taken up. You have more room underneath your counters because you have drawers. You can store your pots and pans. With a big range like this, you've got ovens taking up the whole thing. So basically everything has to go somewhere else. So that is an option for you. Again, compared to $1,500 to $2,000 for probably a super high-end standard range versus a pro range like this one right back here. For the budget-minded, you may want to look at just the cooktops. But we have lots of other videos for you to watch, so please like and subscribe, and you can check out all these other videos, and we'll find out lots of interesting stuff you may or may not want to know. But at least you'll have that information, and information is power. So thanks for watching.